Most first-time founders think customer conversations are supposed to give them confidence, but that's usually the exact moment the problem starts, because people are surprisingly good at encouraging bad business ideas, especially friends, coworkers, and family members. They want to support you. They want to sound positive, and that creates a dangerous illusion that demand already exists when it actually doesn't. That's why the mom test matters so much. It's not really a communication trick. It's a research system for figuring out whether a business deserves to exist before you waste months building it. And if you want the deeper framework behind this process, the companion PDF is linked below so you can study it properly later. What we're really covering here is how entrepreneurs accidentally collect fake validation, how to replace opinions with evidence, and how customer conversations can slowly evolve into a real business model. If this kind of breakdown is useful to you, subscribe, because these are the systems that quietly separate sustainable businesses from exciting ideas that never survive the market. The first trap is praise, and honestly, most founders walk directly into it. The moment you ask someone, "Would you buy this?" the conversation is already broken, because now they're no longer helping you discover the truth. They're helping you feel encouraged. Compliments sound productive, but they're often worthless data. People don't lie because they're malicious. They lie because social conversations naturally avoid discomfort. Nobody wants to tell an excited founder their idea sounds confusing, unnecessary, or weak. So they say things like, "Yeah, I'd totally use that." Meanwhile, they never actually would. This becomes more obvious once you understand what makes a question bad in the first place. Almost every useless startup conversation begins with, "Would you? Would you use this? Would you pay for this? Would this help you?" The problem is hypothetical questions create hypothetical answers. Future behavior is cheap. Past behavior is expensive and much more reliable. Instead of asking what someone might do someday, ask what they already did last week. When did you last deal with this problem? What have you tried already? How much time did it waste? That's where real business intelligence starts appearing. Dropbox understood this early. Before building aggressively, they focused on whether people were already struggling with file syncing and backups. The important signal wasn't excitement about cloud storage. It was frustration with the current process. And this leads into the real skill most founders never develop: extracting facts instead of opinions. A good customer conversation is not a pitch meeting. You're not there to convince them your solution is brilliant. You're there to investigate reality. That's why questions like, "Tell me about the last time this happened," are incredibly powerful. Specific memories are hard to fake. Abstract enthusiasm sounds exciting, but often hides weak demand. Concrete examples reveal urgency, friction, and behavior patterns. You start hearing things like repeated workarounds, wasted hours, spreadsheet chaos, missed deadlines, and those details matter far more than compliments ever will. I'm curious whether you've seen this happen in your own projects or workplace, because this is exactly where many businesses quietly misread the market. The next insight is probably the most important one in the entire framework. People only pay to solve real struggles. If someone hasn't already tried fixing the problem, it usually isn't painful enough yet. Real problems create visible behavior. People spend money, they create messy workarounds, they complain repeatedly, they invent temporary systems just to survive the inconvenience. Netflix is a great example. Early on, the real pain wasn't people want streaming. It was frustration with late fees and inconvenience from physical rentals. That existing pain created demand long before the final solution existed. And here's the uncomfortable part. If there's no workaround, there may be no urgency either. A lot of startup ideas fail because founders mistake mild interest for painful necessity. What follows from this is where customer research becomes a real business plan. Every strong conversation should change something: your pricing assumptions, customer segment, workflow understanding, or value proposition. One interview means very little, but patterns across 5 or 10 conversations start revealing what's consistently true. That's why the mom test works best when you stop trying to sound impressive. The goal isn't pitching harder. The goal is learning faster. Because in the end, the founders who win are usually not the ones with the loudest ideas. They're the ones who discovered reality earlier than everyone else. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. And if you want the complete framework and deeper implementation process behind everything we covered, the full PDF is linked below.